What a nice combination of new and old. Hear the awesome Transformers theme from the movies mixed with the old school cartoon laser blast sound. That about sums this game up. It's fun and cheesy like the cartoons, but carries over the theme and some of the elements from Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, the movie.
Get out of my way, Rust Bucket!
Stick it in neutral. You're not going anywhere, Decepticon.
Decepticreep, that's right, talking trash. At the beginning of the game, there's this prototype or protoform transformer that falls to Earth from somewhere, and you can name them.
That's what you think.
I named mine Markbot, because I could. There were 7 letters, and that seems to fit perfectly. Yes, Markbot is not the sharpest Autobot. He's missing a few transistors, but he'll get better. He just needs training. Let's watch how an experienced Autobot like Bumblebee does it. You know it's a sad day when Markbot gets beat down by Bumblebee. That's never good. This is Transformers Revenge of the Fallen Autobots version for the Nintendo DS. There's also a Decepticons edition which I'll be reviewing. The DS versions of the Transformers game are completely different than the Xbox 360 and Wii versions of the Transformers game. All the games are very different, but they have one central theme, which is lots of short missions that are small, bite-sized, that you compete in for scores and time or medals or something. And when you put all of those little missions together, the whole thing forms one big plot. My years of Gran Turismo playing, paying off in Transformers. I like this game and the Decepticons version because they're just silly fun. They're not deep games rich with layers of detail and character building and plot. They're not technical masterpieces. They look like PlayStation 1 games, but they are thoroughly entertaining and enjoyable to play because you're running around as Transformers, breaking things, destroying Decepticons, racing against other Autobots, and collecting energon cubes. Yes, all the depth of the cartoons rolled into one video game. Why are they fighting for energon cubes? Why not? Because they're there. I think there's something to do with the Allspark, but I just ignore that. As far as I'm concerned, Transformers fight for energon cubes, and then they load them into Space Train and take them to Cybertron, and none of it makes any sense, and that's the way it's supposed to be. Or maybe it was Astro Train. He's the one that transformed from a locomotive into a space shuttle. Why doesn't NASA make that for their next spaceship? That would be so cool just to show up at the space station in a locomotive. They're fairly sizable games, too. You have lots of missions, and when you win the missions, it then unlocks challenge modes, and you can play the challenge modes over and over again. You win Energon, which you can use to increase your stats. You can also find unlockables. For what they are, these are well-made fun games for the Nintendo DS. They're well-suited for the handheld portable game console. You can save them, well, it saves automatically, so it saves frequently. Always a bonus for these portable games, so you can play a short 5-minute mission before class or on the bus or whatever, and then put it away. You could even watch Transformers, the cartoon show, and then during the commercials break out the DS, play a mission, and then go back to watching Transformers. Although they probably don't show them on TV anymore with commercials, do they? Well, you could watch the DVD and just pause it where the commercial breaks used to be. Back when they'd advertise for G.I. Joe on Transformers. Now those were the days. You have melee attacks, and you can also lock onto enemies and shoot them with a variety of weapons, and you can transform and drive away. If you want a really good-looking Transformers game, check out the Xbox 360 version, which is really nice. That's still my favorite Transformers Revenge of the Fallen video game. In this game, most of the missions have objectives, whether it's destroying things in a certain amount of time, blowing up enemies, defending something, or driving somewhere in a certain time period. As you see on screen, you play as different Transformers, including Optimus Prime. Sometimes you're playing in robot form, other times as an airplane or truck or car. The Decepticons version of the game is very similar, and you can see that in my Decepticons review for the DS. For the price of this, I think they're giving you a lot of gameplay and a lot of replay value. It's fun, it's cheesy, it's Transformers. As you see in the wide shot here, the top screen is where the action unfolds. The bottom screen is your map. It shows you the location of enemies and objectives. Also, you can switch your weapons by touching them with your finger. Most of the controls in the game use the buttons and the D-pad. Now, the next thing they need to do is remake Galaxy Rangers and give it the same kind of PR push, along with 4 or 5 different versions of the video game for every game console out there. Except Vectrex. They keep forgetting Vectrex. And Magnavox Odyssey 2. I'll see you back here in Transformers Revenge of the Fallen Decepticons version for Nintendo DS.
You're just in time for your next mission.